Hey everybody, it's Rachel with Rachel Q Stitches and welcome to my channel. Today is Tuesday, November 29th, 2022, and this is FlossTube number 87. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate having you here. This is a channel mostly about cross stitch. Every once in a blue moon, I will talk about some other stitchy goodness, but for the most part, it is cross stitch, and today is no exception. So, if you're a returner, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate each of you who come back every week and comment, and it just means a lot to me. I did not get around to commenting on your comments this week. I had lots of plans to address them as I did this video, but I had an iPad mishap, which I'll talk about in a little bit. So anyway, if you're a returner, thank you so much. If you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I am on the threshold of 1,000 subs, and I'd like to get there before the new year. That's kind of my goal. Anyway, so like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff that you YouTubers say. Anyway, so yes, so I had an iPad mishap, so I did not get a whole lot of stitching done. Last week I didn't get a whole lot done because my husband was home, and so we did things and whatnot, and with Thanksgiving, and we have Thanksgiving 2 days, and so that was a lot. And I'll talk all about personal life at the end, but to say my iPad stopped charging. So I had to bring it in and they had to ship it off. So I am using an older iPad, but if you remember a couple of months ago, I started marking my charts on my iPad. And this older iPad does have GoodNotes, which is what I use. Same version. It's all synced up, ready to go. But I have to use my finger, and I know that's absolutely terrible. Not only that, but it's bigger, which is why I stopped using it, because it was so big. I couldn't hold it. So anyway, so I am adjusting to that life. This happened yesterday. And Monday's I didn't get any stitching done all weekend. Let me just barrel down, watch a bunch of floss tubes. And I spent most of the day trying to figure this iPad thing out. So anyway, so, you know, modern day problems, right? Anyway, so let's talk about what I did stitch. So, it was the last week of November. Well, let's start with this. Let's start with my 25/7 piece. I don't have pictures to show y'all because they're all on my iPad. Anyway, this is why I'm about to redo it, and I'll talk about my redoing everything at the end of the video, but now you know why, because I can't rely on technology. Anyway, 25/7, this is Amid Amish Life. For those of you that are new, it was originally found in 3, I believe, 1986 issues of Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. I also have it in the book 101 Best Loved Designs from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. Let me see if I can find it for you. So this is it right here. I am working it as one piece, and right now I am right here on the hayfield. So that is where I'm at. Look at it. I did my hayfield. Now this part right here is like a patch of dirt because it's around the barn. And if you've ever lived on a farm, usually around the barn, it's pretty dirt. So I got my hayfield done. I even got except for this one right here, I got my hay piles, hay bales, haystacks, mostly backstitched. I still haven't backstitched my man's head. So today I'm going to try to focus on, I have some stray stitches that need to be filled in just here and there, and that's going to be my goal today. My goal for November was to finish the hayfield, and I was hoping to finish this right here. I still have 30 days, half September. Today's the 29th. I still have another day. I could probably do it. We'll see. And then December, I am hoping to complete the barn. So we will see how that goes. I don't have an iPad, so I'm going to be less distracted. No iPad games for me. But anyway, there it is. Y'all, if you're not doing 25/7 or daily 30 or something along those lines, give it a shot. I get so much done on this piece. And I know Laura from Stitching by the Shore, she is working on pieces that she wants to complete, which is a fabulous idea. And she's done, I think, 2. So there it is. Anyway, so this will remain my 25/7 piece until all 3 panels are done. There you go. So much fun. Okay, now we're going to talk about Whip Go. So last month, Whip Go was Ironwork Gate and Blue Moon Angel. And my Whip Go goals for this year were to have 4 days where I work on it. And if you've been here before, a day is an hour. If I can work on it for an hour. So sometimes I set the timer for an hour and I'm done because I just don't feel like working on it, but I make myself do it. I force myself. So this little lady got done before the iPad accident. And there she is. So my goal was to start on her dress and to work on her dress before finishing the moon, mainly because the moon was just so many stitches. So I started working it, and then I did this right here. This is a ribbon on her dress. Here, let me show you the before, the pattern. Here it is, the chart, the picture. That's what she's going to look like. I'll get it out. So for those of you that are new, this is a kit that I picked up at a thrift store. It was partially started, but I restarted it because I did not like the fabric she had it on. And there it is. Isn't she pretty? So this will go away until she's called again next year. I do have several boards, and she is going to go on my fancy / specialty board. So if it's any kind of chart that I have that has specialty stitches, or it's beading, you know, fancy pieces, not your typical cross stitch. Okay, that's gonna go on that. Next up, because I don't have an, I'm gonna do that to death. Anyway, I am working on my seasonal quilts. I am not working on this like I thought I would, but I did pick it up, and I started here. So I filled in this fence post, and I started this one. So I'll probably work on this one today because it is filling in, and when I do get my iPad back, marking the chart won't be a big deal. It'll be fairly easy, since it's not like the angel where there's, you know, kind of confetti stitching and whatnot. So it'll be easy to mark in. But there it is. I plan on doing these during each season, so I have a couple more days. I think I'm going to work on it some more. I have this fence post, and then part of another one down here, and then the quilt starts. So I will at least want to get a quilt partially started, and before winter hits, and I start the winter one. So that is it right there. Love it. Okay. One more. All right. Pulled out my little Android tablet, pulled up Pattern Keeper, and I decided to work on Mini Patchwork Room. It's a Heaven and Earth design, and this is what I've gotten done. My goal was to fill in all these little spots, and I did, and then of course I went further. But, so I'm going to try to bring this up today. I'm going to work on it again. I got about 150 stitches in yesterday working on it. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, finish that, work on it for this week, you know, and, I might start another full coverage. I only have one full coverage started. That's on Pattern Keeper, I think. No, I lie. Rohan is. So anyway, so that's it right there. So I am now 0.82% completed with this chart. But it's fun. It's so much fun. In fact, I did take advantage of the Heaven Earth Design sale, and I bought the Nativity. I've been wanting to do this one. In fact, I had actually bought the stamped version of it before I realized that it was a pirated design. So I have the stamped version. And but I'm gonna go ahead. I went ahead and bought the. I waffled back and forth between the mini and the regular. And the regular, I mean, it's big. Don't get me wrong. It's, you know, but I'm gonna do it on 18 count, so I think that'll be okay. So I did dive into that, and I also, y'all, I'm not a real fan of mysteries, but I went ahead and signed up for the Cross Stitch Studios mystery sal. It has to do with the garden. It's called In the Garden, and I love the colors. So we will see if I like it. I don't normally do this, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a chance and see how it is, what it looks like. So anyway, so that starts, I think, in January, but it's by the Cross Stitch Studio, and I'll try to link it down below if I think about it. Anyway, so that's it. That's all the stitching I did, and not a whole lot. I did, you know, when I had to bring my iPad in, I was kind of like, what am I going to do? I texted my husband. I said, I can't do my schoolwork. I can't do my stitching. I don't know what to do. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I got to figure this out because I have to do my schoolwork. You know, it's due January 8th, I believe. I got to do that. So, so I'm trying to figure out, you know, like I said, I have an older iPad, which I can use. It's just heavy. And so I, you know, just kind of like, what do I do? What do I do? And I got over that slump, and then that's when I decided, you know what? I have my Android. Let me do some full coverages. And of course, that just, you know, I'm really enjoying them. And I'm really enjoying doing them. I think that's why I like them in Mid-Amish Life. It's full coverage-esque. I'm enjoying that a little bit more than like, as much as I love the look of samplers. Oh, they're gorgeous. I just can't seem to, well, my counting gets messed up. Anyway, all right. So month's almost over. And that means we know what the whip go numbers are. Because there's no more to call. But here's my little board. So when it's called, I mark it in yellow. And when I complete it, I mark it in blue. And you can see the 2 yellow left are pandemic. So I am excited about this. I'm going to show y'all what she looks like. I just love this piece. I don't know what I'm going to do with it when it's done, but boy, I love it when it's done. I don't know when it'll be done. So this is where I am going to get started. So she will get worked on 8 days this month, at least 8 hours. If you're new here, this is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I am doing it, I believe, on 16 count Ada, and I am using a box of floss that my mother gave me back in the 90s, and it is by Craftways, and it was a sampler box of one of every color DMC at the time. And here it is, and you can see these are all the spools that I've emptied, and it was tight. This was full of floss. So anyway, so this is what I'm using for if you're new and you've not seen it. So as I empty a bobbin, I just stick it in here and you know, pick some more colors. So this is what I'll be working on this month, and that's good because I don't use my iPad for this one, and so I'm still using paper because it's where I started, and it's a little bit easier for me to figure out where I'm at for this one. For some reason, this one's easier not using my iPad. So pandemic will get worked on for 4 days, and I am so excited. Anyway, plans. What are my plans? Sorry, my Target order is ready. It just popped up. I am doing freebie Flossmas this year. And so I will be printing out, basically what that is, what I'm doing is I am stitching a free ornament during the month of December. I will be doing my daily shorts that I did last year. Those were really, really fun to do, just to kind of let y'all know what I'm doing. And that will showcase whatever ornament I'm working on. So that's what I plan on doing. I have 12 picked out because I figured that will give me 2 days to work on an ornament. I'm not going to try to do one. My goal is to finish them. So I'm not going to try to do one a day because I don't see that happening. I do have about 15 picked out. So if I do finish and, you know, December 20th rolls around and I have nothing to do, I have some extras I can do. So, so that's what I'm doing in December, that and working on Pandemic. And of course, I will continue with my 25/7 piece if I get a chance, I'll work on a full coverage. So, so that's my plans. I also plan on starting, I don't have it, Pageant Kings. Pageant Kings, was my December start, and so I plan on starting it soon. I want to start it early in the month because it is going on my WhipGo board for next year for my fancy and specialty board. The piece that I was going to start this month was Rose Garden, and it is the piece that is a companion piece to Gathering Honey, and the color of the border is the exact color of the fabric I dyed. So that's not going to work. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and dye some tan. I'm kind of jumbling everything up together, so y'all bear with me. I'm doing Stitching Book Club. She's got a new one. It's Jane Eyre. And I signed up for that, and I got the pattern, and she has this dyeing fabric. So I think I might dye 2 pieces with that. That's where I'm getting at. I'm going to dye 2 pieces. I do want to start Rose Garden, but I don't know when. But I do want to have the fabric dyed and ready to go for when I do want to start it. Okay, Jane Eyre. Stitching Book Club, Jane Eyre. I have done Stitching Book Club. I did Narnia, and I did Little Women. I really enjoy it. This go around, she is not releasing it in parts. You basically buy the chart and there's a stitching schedule. Jane Eyre was the first classic book that I ever read. Didn't realize at the time that it was a gothic kind of horror, not really horror, but you know, but I loved it. I loved it, and I fell in love with classic literature through that book. So I am excited to read. Again, I will probably listen to it, maybe watch a couple of the film renditions of it, and while stitching. So that's going to be fun. I'm excited about that. And I believe we started December 18th, which means I need to get to dye in some fabric. Another thing I'd like to start, which I don't know how that's going to work. Again, it's not on my iPad, y'all. This is like losing a limb. Serious, not really, but you know what I'm saying. You're so used to it. You get so used to having it. Anyway, I don't know if you've seen the previews for the movie I Heard the Bells or something. It's about Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. And when he wrote the carol, I Heard the Bells. I told my husband, we went to see The Chosen Sunday, last Sunday. And this movie popped up as coming soon. And I told my husband, I want to go see this. I want to go see it. And so we're planning on see it probably this weekend. And so I was going through my patterns because I'm trying to organize my patterns and everything. Just get myself a little bit more organized because as y'all can tell, I'm not. And I found this chart that I won from, I think I won it for Colorado Cross Stitchers Winter Cross Stitch Camp. which, by the way, I have not done the sampler one, so not even, I booted myself out of that camp. But this is it right here. It's called Christmas Bells Sampler. And there it is. I think I'm going to start it. Again, I need to dye some fabric. So I do need to get some more fabric to do this on. I might do this on Aida. I don't think there's any specialty stitches, so I think I might do it on Aida. And also the Jane Eyre sampler I might do on Aida. But the Rose Garden one has to be on 28 count, even weave. Okay, so this is it right here. It says, if you don't know the carol, I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play. Wild and sweet the words repeat, peace on earth, goodwill to men. So I am anxious to go see the movie. I'm anxious to get this started. So I guess I need to get moving and dyeing some fabric. So I think I'm going to start this along with pageant gains. And I could start those on paper patterns and then transfer them later. But anyway, so that's all for my stitching. I really didn't think I'd have a long video, but I kind of got chatty there for a while. That's all for stitching. So if you're just here for stitching, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Personal life, my iPad broke. So I threw it on the sofa, which, you know, it's not wise because then it bounced off and fell on the ground. No cracks, nothing wrong with it. The next day, I couldn't get it to turn on. So I force-stopped it, got it back on. They had to do that twice. Didn't think anything about it. And then it stopped charging. So now I'm without an iPad stitching from charts old school. Anyway, so that is it. That's how my iPad broke. Anyhow, I'm assuming that's what happened. Thanksgiving. We had a marvelous Thanksgiving with our kids Wednesday night. They all were here. Our sons and their wives, fiancés were here, and none of them worked. And our daughter and her boyfriend came. And so it was really, really nice having the kids here. And then Thursday we went to my mother-in-law's. Got to see all my in-laws and nieces and nephews and great nieces and great nephews. And the family is getting huge. So that was nice. And then afterwards we went and stopped by and visit my dad. So got to see my dad and his wife. And so anyway, so that was a fabulous Thanksgiving. It was really, really good. I just enjoyed the time. So I tell my husband, I said, here's what I hate about Thanksgiving week. I wish they would give them off like Tuesday to Tuesday. Because it's like the holiday just starts and he's got to go back to school. You know, I know that's not right. But, you know, with Thanksgiving, I feel like it's like preparing and then it's over, you know. But anyway, so he's back at school and anyway, so that's why I was so ready to get so much stitching done yesterday. And anyway, and I realized last week, I forgot to tell y'all that my son and his fiance are having a little girl. So I will be stitching up a pink elephant soon. I need to get the fabric for that. I'm thinking I want to do it on, gosh, I was really thinking, I have this brown fabric I was thinking about doing on, but I don't know how that would look. I don't know. I'm going to see. I'm kind of waiting for my daughter-in-law to pick out nursery stuff. But anyway, but I don't know if I want to stitch it like sampler size or if I want to stitch it on a smaller count and make it more ornament size. So let me know what you all think. What would you do? Would you do it on a bigger size as a sampler or a smaller size as an ornament? You know, the ornament is something that I can, you know, can hang in her room all the time, but it's not like I'm going to dominate the decor. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking about doing. I don't know. Just kind of still tossing that back and forth, seeing what I want to do. But that's about it. That's all I have. I'm trying to think if anything interesting has happened since last Tuesday. But that's it. That's all. So I'm going to clean up my little mess here. I'm going to go sit down and maybe work on Pandemic. I don't know. I got to get my 25/7 in. get that in, work on pandemic, see what else I can do without using my digital charts. I still have my full coverage pieces I can do. So I don't know. I'm going to see. I'm going to kind of, you know, play around, see what I can do, make the most of it, make the best of it. I am not spending as much time on it, so there's that. Anyway, y'all have a great week. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate each one of you. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff if you're not. And I will see you guys next week, Lord willing. Happy stitching. Bye-bye.